Becoming an entrepreneur, getting customers, growing your business. How do you do it? You're about to learn everything you need to know to make your dreams a reality. If you're an entrepreneur, stay, chat, and get to know how to become successful in the cleaning world. Our company provides a wide range of services that include pressure washing, auto detailing, solar panel cleaning, and window cleaning. Now, proudly coming to you live from sunny California, welcome to the AM Pressure Washing Podcast. Here's your host, Mark Sullins.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I am getting everybody logged in here. There's Edgar. Can you hear me, Edgar? Can you hear me, Edgar?
Hello, hello.
There you are. I can hear you.
Perfect. It's working.
Welcome aboard, brother.
How you doing? How you doing? Excited to be here.
Doing good. I see you out there. You're killing it.
Thank you, thank you.
What's up, everybody? What's your partner's name?
Steve.
Steve.
How you
What's up,
doing?
Steve? Whew, it's hot over here. You can see on my shiny bald head.
Let's go more this way, dude.
All right, so I've actually sent this link out. It's in the chat box. If you know of anybody that wants to see the link, that wants to come in here live and everything, so I've sent it out to a few people.
Can't see us.
I got people coming in the door. You can hear it. But other than that, we started up after I talked to you, Edgar. We started doing the video. So I've had Caitlin working on it today. We're doing it's an OBC, like a Streamlabs OBC. So now we're able to get this thing up and going. And we got Mr. Jeff in the background.
Nice, nice.
So it looks like everything is working good. Before we used Streamlabs for some reason would freeze up. But now we're going to try this one and see how this one works. That's why it's taking a while.
Appreciate you allowing us to be on. Appreciate, this time that you're giving us and being the first one to do this Zoom meeting with you. It's a bummer that we can't be there in person, but hey, technology makes it work, so we're excited for that.
You know what, ever since COVID, I wish I had some money and some stocks in Zoom calls before COVID hit.
That's true.
You never know.
Yeah.
But it's cool, now that I can do this, all the people that are, like on the East Coast and out of state and everything else, the ones that's not so local and easy for them to come in, we can do this now. And I'll start posting out the link, every week if anybody wants to join in and come live on video. That way we can see them up here on the screen and everything.
Yep. Give people some other faces to look at, that way you can stop staring at yours.
I know, dude. I call it Groundhog Day whenever I do a podcast. A lot of people that are new that are coming in have the same questions that we've answered in the past. So yeah. I try to keep it fresh and everything. Next week we got Realcraft coming in. So we got a new guy coming in that's just started working with Realcraft, and let me hit that right there. Customers hit me up. So yeah, they're coming in. They got a new guy that's local that they want to bring in. The cool thing about Realcraft is I'm partners with them now. I'm a partner vendor. So that's not a lot of them out there. So I'm flattered that they give me the opportunity to be a partner with them. We do sell a lot of their hose reels and everything, and they go on every product that we sell and ship. So they're coming in. I don't know what's on their agenda besides me meeting the new guy, but we'll see what happens. I can't wait for them to get here. They're like a big,
nice.
They're like a big family to me. They're great people. Everybody in the factory are great. I cannot speak enough of Realcraft. Shout out to Realcraft.
Yeah, shout out to them because we have your Realcraft reel and it's been working good, and everything you're doing, that truck right there, everything looks real good. So you're killing it yourself, man.
Yep, the truck is done. We just went live with the footage of it running last Friday. The only thing I have left is the surface cleaner that's going to sit in front of the hose reels on top of the generator box. I'm going to get some aluminum and I got to roll it to do the shape of the surface cleaner, but that aluminum is going to be close tolerance and it's going to fit right up on the inside skirt of the surface cleaner. And then on the side panels, I'm gonna have some thick brackets that I can slide a solid rod through and put a lock on it. That way it locks the surface cleaner in place. You gotta lock
Nice.
everything you got around here or somebody's gonna steal it.
Nice. Always innovating, man. Always making things better.
Yep, so I'm gonna do this one real fancy and real nice. I'm probably gonna do it out of aluminum and get it polished up and mount it to that top deck and bolt it down to where nobody can get to the bolts. It'll be up underneath the surface cleaner, and then a heavy duty solid rod will go through the top bracket and that'll lock it in place. So that's really the only thing I have left to do besides branding. I've done got all my wand mounts put in place. All the chemicals, all of the vacuum system, all the hoses, all that stuff is in the cabinets. My locker's got all my work boots and extra shirts and pants in it. I'm ready to start using it.
Nice.
I'm thinking about going out next Wednesday. After the podcast, we got Costco in San Diego, and then we got a gas station that's doing a grand opening. We got to go clean. So I'll make.
Hey, Mark, you thinking about taking that truck to SEMA this year?
I don't know if anybody in SEMA wants to pick it up. I had some year before last when I started doing the fabricating on it. Those people dropped out. A lot of people dropped out of the show 2 years ago. So I put it kind of on the back burner, and I built the Ford Transit Connect, the little van. We got it built, and it's running. I actually used it yesterday. I was in Malibu. Went and cleaned one of our customers' houses up in Malibu, right there on the ocean. But yeah, that little van's nice.
Nice.
I love my little Ford Transit Connect. It is just, and that little pressure washer packs such a punch. The one with the burner, I feel like I'm running one of these big boys over here. So the surface cleaner works great with it. Everything works great with that thing.
So I just got a quick question since we're on this truck right now. I don't know if you already touched this or not, but what was your decision based on going with electric pressure washers versus going with gas pressure washers on that truck?
All right. Before Newsom started passing this bill, our governor, my black truck, I had 4 gas engines. With the truck, I had 3 diesel fills, 4 gas fills, and when you go to a gas station, I got tired of going all the way around the truck, topping off every engine. So I could have did 1 tank for gas and 1 tank for diesel, and that's the way I got this truck set up. I just got tired of it. And the other thing was I have Spectrum's corporate headquarters up in Van Nuys. I cleaned their big building, and you got a community next door to them. So one side of the building, the community, they call the cops on you. But with the gas engines, you know, just 1 engine running is about half the decimals of this generator. So it's a lot quieter. When you first crank that generator up, at idle, you barely even hear it. And then it idles up just a little bit to be able to get enough amps up to be able to handle the 3-phase engines on all these pressure washers. But with both big pressure washers, both little pressure washers, and the vacuum running, the generator don't even idle up anymore. It can handle the load of all the electric. So the reason I designed this, to get to your question, is I got tired of filling up so many components. And to me, less moving parts, you know, you're ahead. You know, you got engines and everything else that can have failure. Electric motors, the only thing you ever have on an electric motor is maybe a breaker flipping. But the way we got this thing built, we shouldn't have that problem at all. I want to take it out next Wednesday and go do those jobs and run it for a long period of time with all the equipment running, with both of the big pressure washers with the burners running, and put it under load and let it run for a while and see how everything does. But
okay,
yeah.
so does this lead you to moving into your skids going electric now?
I signed an NDA about 3 weeks ago. I can't tell you who, but I am allowed to tell you a little bit of what. My prototype should be here next week. We're going to get this prototype. It's going to come on a little skid already, so I'm going to dismantle it from their skid, and we're going to build an electric 4.0. So with the 4.0, this battery right now, they come to me and wanted to know what I was running, because the first one they built for soft wash, low volume water, low pressure. I said, that ain't gonna work for me. So I told them what pumps I use. And while the gentleman that flew from back east to visit me, he called his engineer team and told them what pump we're using. They pulled it up and they looked at how much compression and all that pump generates. And they said, not a problem, we got it. So they literally started building me the prototype. A customer of mine down in Florida referred me to this gentleman. And this gentleman called me, and I get calls all the time. People are all the time trying to sell me something. So when he called me and he started talking to me, he really struck my interest. And I told him, I said, normally by now I've already done hung up on you and blocked your number. I said, but from what you're talking about, you've got my interest. So as we started talking, I went upstairs and got on my computer and I started sharing stuff with him. And he only had one other company that was close to me that was maybe in their interest. But once he seen all the stuff we had going on, he literally booked a flight, flew out here, met with me, walked the shop, seen all the skids that we have in place, how we build them, what we're doing, and I showed him how much room I had on my deck, minus the hose reel and the engine and pump. So he gave me the specs to this system, and it's literally going to fit on my existing decks, except I've got to map out, blueprint the hose for it to boat down. So I'll give these to Jeff. Shout out to Devious Customs. His sign's up here behind me. Jeff is one that builds all my aluminum decks. So I'll give him the dimensions of where the hose need to be. He'll add that to the schematic whenever they laser cut all my decks. So that way you can boat down a gas engine, the hose reel, or if you want to go this electric one. Right now, this electric one has 2 hours of run time. That's continuous run time. When you let go of the trigger or you turn the ball valve off on your rotary brush, the electric motor shuts off, so you're not wasting power. So when I started looking at all this, and he come to me and he brought me documentation, brought me pictures and everything, I said, dude, all we need is a AC-DC converter and get a 100 amp converter. It's a bigger one. So you can literally, when you crank your car up and your vehicle and you're going to the next location, it's back charging that battery again. And I was reading some of the chats, but it starts recharging your battery. So right now, an auto detailer, they don't run their pressure washer for over 2 hours a day to clean a car. So mainly they just get it wet, soap it up, and rinse it off. So you're looking at maybe 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes per car of washing and rinsing. It's not that long. You know how long it takes to rinse the car off. So you figure an auto detailer can run this pressure washer all day on a single charge. But here's the kicker in the butt. They're not cheap. Just for the battery pack, the electric motor, the pumps are not what the cost is. It's the battery pack and the electric motor. You can pretty much buy a 5.0 for what this system's going to cost. Just the battery pack, the electric motor and pump. So we're going to work on those costs. When they first sent me the initial cost, I told them they've lost their mind. I said, not everybody can afford that. 5.0s is right at $7,000. So if that tells you anything.
So Mark, this is I called you during the week last week telling you about we were getting ready to get another van put online here, and we wanted to make it electric. Is this what you were talking about? You said you would share it with me later on about some electric stuff you had, but you couldn't talk about it at that time. Is this what it was?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it. They told me I could start talking about it, but I couldn't tell them who. That's the main thing. I can't let them know who, because this company is a heavy-hitting company. And that's all I can say. So I know
you're dealing with the big dog, man.
And I know this company. I've been working with them for a long time. I've been selling their parts for many years. So I know them. And, you don't realize, it's just like you, Edgar. And when you guys are out there cleaning, you never know who's watching you. You're doing posts on social media, you're going live, you're streaming, and you never know who's watching you. And some of the calls that I get, it surprises me, because, You know, me, I'm just a country bumpkin from Alabama out here just trying to, you know, hustle and do my thing. And some of the calls that come in, it's flattering that people are paying attention to you, you know.
Yeah,
No, definitely.
definitely. What motivates you, man?
Yep. So I got people hitting me up. That's Ken. What's up, Major Ken? I don't know who else is on here. I haven't been watching, seeing who's clicked in yet. But right now, I've only got you two on the live video. So I got to get used to this new program, guys. It does a lot of stuff. So you got the mixer board down here. You got scene transition. There's a lot of different things that it's doing down here. But yeah, this is a pretty good program. I like it. Anybody that gets to come in, they'll actually get to see the screen and they'll get to see what's going on. But this is a pretty cool program. I'm really liking what I've got going on. The Streamlabs that Kaylin had before on here, it's a good program, but we were having problems. After like the first 15, 20 minutes, the camera would freeze up. And then you'd have to do a restart. So right now we've been, let's see how long we've been on this. We got a time on here, 16 minutes and 17 seconds. So we'll see how it goes. I kind of like it from what I've got going on right here. All right, Edgar. So refresh my memory. Are you running a Jay Racenstein or a Solotech C1000?
So we actually got both. Our first equipment was your 5.0 with the racing steam brush. We got the combo package there, ready to rock and roll. And then after like 6-7 months, after about 6-7 months, we went with the C1000 to test it out, really, to see what it's all about. I mean, you know, having only used the racing steam brush, we really wanted to know what the C1000 was about, how it felt, how it cleaned. And then on top of that, we have also some commercial accounts now too. So the reason why we got the 5.0, like you know, is we always need that backup. You know, just if something wants to happen, you have a backup. So that's another reason why we got a second brush. And we thought about, should we just get another racing steam brush, or should we get the backup being the C1000? And then that can also help us.
Well, Kayla's coming up here and messing with it. What'd you do?
Can you talk really quick?
Talk. Can you talk?
Can you hear me? Testing,
Yeah.
testing, 1,
Yeah,
2, 3.
All right. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so we wanted a backup, and that's the reason why we got a C1000. But we definitely have two. We have them both.
Right on. Hang on one second. Live on podcast. All right. So your pros and cons. I mean, I'm biased now because everybody, you know, I've had people think that just because I sell a Jay Racenstein, I don't like the C1000. But I always give my opinion on the pros and cons. So what do you think of the pros and cons?
So the pros, it's difficult, like you're saying. I mean, I don't want to give a biased answer, but I like Racenstein when it's a first-time customer, when it's someone who hasn't had their panels cleaned ever or, you know, in years. But I like the Solotech C1000 when it's that repeat customer. So, and that's typically what I'm you know, basing it all off of. Whenever I get an appointment scheduled and it's that repeat customer that's been cleaned 6 months ago, I will pull out automatically my C1000. It's easier to handle. It's a lot wider. I got the 32-inch Racenstein, so I'm comparing it to that.
Yeah.
It's a lot wider, so it covers more area, and then it just cleans really nice. The Racenstein, however, like I said, because it is tougher bristles, and you know, those panels that have never been cleaned or just, you know, many years, I mean, that cleans a lot better than the C1000 when it comes to, you know, efficiency. I mean, you're doing 2 passes versus the C1000, you're doing maybe 4 or 5 passes to get off some bird poop.
Yep.
So they definitely have they both have their pros and cons. Also, like in weight, if you're using the C1000 combo with the Solotech pole plus a Solotech C1000, man, that thing is heavy. That thing's real heavy. But if you're using the Racenstein brush with the Gardner pole, I mean, yeah, it's a lot easier to handle that way.
Yeah. And Jennifer Pratt, she had the Solotech C1000. She got into the business, you know, real early when I was doing this. So she got the Solotech C1000, and you know those poles are thick.
Yeah.
So this little bitty petite thing, she's like, Mark, I don't never use my full length. So I, disconnect the hose from the adapter and pull it out of the pole, and I took like 4 sleeves off for her. And then I put it back in there. Now she can grip it, and it's a lot easier, and I took some of that weight off for her.
Nice.
And when me and Henry went out and did a couple of jobs with her, I took my 32-inch up there. And, dude, she was just like zooming with it. It was real easy for her.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're both great brushes. I mean, I know I've heard you say it in the past as well. They're definitely both great brushes. I just personally think one is used in certain situations versus the other is used in other situations.
Yeah, totally get it. Yeah, that's why I talk to a lot of people, about this. And like whenever I show the pros and cons on them, and just because I sell the J. Racenstein, the reason I sell the J. Racenstein is I like the durability. I love their transmission. The only thing that I can say negative about the Solotech C1000 is I don't like plastic transmissions and plastic gears. You're dealing with water and high pressure, and when they break, they charge a lot of money to repair that transmission, just to rebuild it, not to replace it. So that's the only reason. I don't know who come in here. Somebody in here?
It's me. I'm saying later, Mark.
All right, later, Caleb. So, all right, thank you. So that's the only negative I have about them, and besides the soft bristles. Time is money. The more times you got to go up and down and clean bird poop off, you're wasting gas and you're wasting water. Plus, you're wasting your time. That's what I like about the J. Racenstein. Dude, one pass and it takes it off. Major Ken has a question. It says, how much are you guys seeing on performance improvements after y'all are cleaning?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a little country in him like me.
Performance, so some customers have said between, what's his name say? Monique Gardner, 11%, about 11, 12%. Yep. Some have said around close to 11, 12%. Others are really noticing it after they get their 2 cleanings. They're really noticing it at the end of the year when they compare this year's true-up bill versus the previous year's true-up bill and not having any cleanings.
Yeah.
So that's really where the real comparison comes in, when you're getting those 2 cleanings in a year and that true-up bill comes at the end of the year. That's where you really notice the difference, and that's where you get those bigger percentages that are, come from cleaning throughout the entire year.
When you're doing residential, do you use any soap or are you just using straight water?
Just straight water, just straight deionized water.
After they dry, are you seeing any streaks if you rub them with your fingers? Do you see any residue still left on them?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So at first, the first couple of panels, when it was like the first houses, when I did the Racenstein brush, not knowing, I did 1 pass only. I would let it dry and I would see bristle marks, knowing that panel or that section of the panel wasn't clean. So that would tell me, and from then on, that was like at the beginning, I always had to do 2 passes with the Racenstein brush and then multiple passes with the Solotech brush, just so you're 100% certain that when all the panels dry, you're not seeing any bristle marks of any dirt and debris left on the panels. So that's always going to be my recommendation whenever you are cleaning with the rotary brush. You definitely want to do minimum 2 passes. That way you get everything off.
Yeah. Me personally, ever since I started this over 13 years ago, whenever I did solar panels, I'm the guy that used to take a bucket with some soap and my window cleaning brush, and I would wet the panels down with a wand, spray them with some water, mist them, and then I would brush them, and then I'd come back and do my light rinse with my wand. So I've always used soap from the very get-go. And if you got a lot of residue, a lot of film and stuff on there, you got to have soap to get it off. Water just don't get it all the way off. So me personally, I've always used soap on residential. Now, when you're doing solar panel farms, there's just too many. I mean, you'd be up there soaping and brushing and cleaning all day long. So we use just straight water with those. 9 times out of 10, when you get done cleaning them, it's about time to be cleaning them again, because most solar panel farms are out in dirt fields and rooftops and everything else. So let's see what else we got going on here. Major Ken has got questions. I haven't seen Major Ken in a while on here. He's been busy with life, and he says, "Are you guys charging a lot more for the first time cleaning?"
No, it's the same price.
It says, "I am using foam Canon on all first-time cleaning." So Ken's using soap as well. So yeah, sometimes, I've got a job I got to go do down in Temecula, and this guy's got 100 panels on his house. So that kind of tells you what size house he's got.
Yeah.
He's somewhere he's seen something about solar panels with me. And he said, "Yeah, I've got 100 solar panels." And I said, "Well, when's the last time you cleaned them?" He said, "I've never cleaned them." I said, "How long have you had the damn things?" He's had them for over almost 2 years. I said, "Dude, do you not pay no attention to your electric bill?" He says, "No, I'm gone all the time." And he does a lot of traveling and racing. His son's in a motocross. He races the Trans Am Series, so he's never around. So I'm literally going to go down there and clean those, and bet your ass I'm going to use soap the first time I clean them, because these panels have never been cleaned. And right next to their house, they have a big dirt racetrack. So his son practiced his motocross racing out there on that track. I haven't even looked at them. I can just imagine what they look like. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I'm actually going to go live when I'm doing it, and I'm going to show the cleaning on it. But yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, we don't use soap. I mean, we've done many residential properties. We've done a couple of schools, office buildings, and as long as we have deionized water and the ppms is down to 0, the cleaning is definitely more than enough. You definitely see the shine. You definitely see cleaning. Like you said, if you rub your glove on the panels, I mean, you don't see any smudge marks or any dirt being left behind. So we've been able to really get a job done.
Yeah, as long as you're doing that and you don't see no residue stuff left behind, then you're doing good. The water and the brush is doing its job. But sometimes, you got these customers that hadn't cleaned them, like this person, Mike, hasn't in, almost 2 years. So definitely I'm going to have to use some soap to clean these things. I know they're going to be a nightmare. So, Ken, I did 40 panels on a house with 12-12 pitch today, and a 44 on a 3.5 pitch house today. I am in pain. Ken's an older gentleman. Yeah, a 12-12 pitch, that is a rough house because you're working up above. You're having to work down below it and push that brush up and down. If you're looking to get in shape, you're definitely getting in shape working on those kind of roofs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially if it's tile. I mean, that's just tough. It's a tough one to be on. So as long as you have the space down below to work from the bottom, like you said, I mean, that's definitely the best route to take.
I had a customer. I get customers call me all the time, and like I tell everybody, I give out free help all the time. If I got the time to do it, I'm more than glad to do it. So he called me up and he sent me a picture of this house, and it's like that right there, a 12-12 pitch, and you trying to get a ladder up to it. Trying to get a ladder up to it was crazy with all the gardening they had around there and everything else, and I'm like, you can't even get a snorkel boom up to it. So this guy's going to have major trouble trying to get these panels cleaned on this house. I don't know if he ever cleaned them or not. He wanted, me to give him some pricing and help him how to bid this job. So
is it tile or shingles?
If I remember, it was a tile.
Okay.
Yeah, shingles, you got grippage. So
yeah.
I'm not scared to get on a 12-12 pitch. I used to build homes back in Alabama. I used to build 12-12s. As long as you get that first row of plywood down and put a toe board down on the very bottom, you can go up the roof and keep laying your deck in. And same thing when you're doing putting the tar shingles down. You got grippage with those, and you can walk on those roofs, but not tiles. You'll be on the ground in a heartbeat.
Yeah, tiles are tough.
Yeah, he's saying most of the homes back there are asphalt shingles. I was working from the top because it was 2-story. Oh, so he was on the top pushing down. So he's pulling the brush back up.
On shingles, though, whether it's a 12-12 pitch, I don't know if Major Ken knows about this, but you definitely want to look into a pitch hopper. pitch hopper is really great for shingle roofs. When you have those sort of pitches, I mean, it makes it a lot easier to go up like what Major Ken was doing and working from the top. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, to clean the panels from the top going down than from the bottom. But when you're dealing with these types of pitches, sometimes it could be a struggle getting to the top. So as long as you have the right tools, whether it's the Go or the Ridge Pro, which is similar, and a pitch hopper for shingles, you definitely can get a lot of stuff done. You just want to make sure you have the right equipment.
Right on. Do you guys have a lot of problem up in the Gilroy area with algae on the panels?
Not in Gilroy, but when you're going more south towards like Santa Cruz and Salinas, where it's a lot more of that, beach air, then yeah, it definitely gets heavier there, but not so much in Gilroy.
I had a customer send me some pictures the other day, and it looked like the yard was growing on the panels. It looked like he had grass. I said, what the devil? I said, yeah, you're going to be there for a minute. And I said, make sure you clean your brush when you get done. I said, literally, have somebody hold it, turn it on, and get the pressure washer, and let it spin, and you run the pressure washer and clean the bristles out.
Sometimes it amazes me. Some of these systems that I see is just, I mean, people get these systems installed and they just, I don't know if they forget or what, but man, there's so much neglection is going on with a lot of these systems, especially commercial. So it's just like, a lot of it's a huge bummer as that, people don't take care of what they have.
Yep. Yeah, the thing about it is, if you're going to invest that kind of money, you take care of it. I mean, it's like my vehicles, it's like my work trucks, it's my equipment. I showed a video of this truck being done, the first day that we went live with it and showed it working. As soon as I got done, I showed everybody that I was cleaning my surface cleaner. I said, I clean everything. I don't care if I'm going to another job right down the street. Like the surface cleaner's got the little whiskers, at the bottom skirt, and it gets a lot of fuzz, dirt, grass, whatever in it, and you got to clean all that stuff out. You don't want it drying in there. I'm real anal about keeping all of my equipment clean. Like yesterday, I took the Ford Transit Connect to Malibu, and I cleaned the home up there. As soon as I got back here, I blew the inside of the van out, blew where the water hoses roll up on the inside, and then I washed the outside of the van because I was over there on the ocean. It was foggy, and a lot of marine mist was coming in. So I washed my van, put it back in the storage garage, and it's ready for the next job and everything. But, that's me. I don't care how tired I am. Before I put my equipment to bed, I top everything back off with fuel, I wash it, clean it up, so the next phone call I get, all I got to do is crank it up and go.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely, going back to when we first met you, that's the first thing that Steve, saw and mentioned about just how clean your shop was.
Yeah. It's, even though I was in the military, I was this way before the military. I've been this way my whole life growing up. I always take care of everything I have. Growing up, in the South, we were poor growing up. And I literally worked my tail off. Ever since I was 13 years old, I never had a summer break. I worked every summer. I was either washing cars, mowing yards, or helping my stepfather build homes. And then after we got the homes built, we had a shop, in our yard, and that's where we built all the cabinets for the homes that we built. And then we'd go back and install the cabinets. But I've worked my whole life, kids in school that had Nike tennis shoes or blue jean pants, we couldn't afford those. So if I wanted to wear something nice, I had to go out and work for it and buy it myself. My mother couldn't afford it. So, we grew up poor. I don't know what else to tell people. I was poor as shit growing up. But if I wanted anything nice, I had to work for it. Once I got my first car, I paid my insurance. I paid for my gas. I paid for everything. So, you don't get everything just handed to you. But that was me growing up. So what's else going on with your agendas, guys? You got any plans on growing your business, getting more equipment, doing anything like that?
Yeah, we're actually going to get ready to get another van going. Where we just it was ordered and we're waiting for it to come in, and then we're gonna put it all together, get it wrapped, and get all that going. Business is doing well. It's busy.
Good deal. I've had a few people call me here lately wanting to do the 4.0 to 5.0 upgrade. So all of my decks are laser cut. So if you buy a 4.0, if you want to upgrade it, it's like $2,900. You can get engine pump, hose reel, 300 foot of hose, and the riser to go up above it. It's like I said, it's $2,900 and I think $5. I just priced one out. So anybody that has a 4.0 that's listening or watching that wants to do an upgrade, you get busy and you want to upgrade, we have it. So, but that's good. So I'm hearing this from a lot of people. All the ones that are hustlers out there, I pay attention to everybody. So I'm, on all of my social media, I'm watching you guys. And, sometimes I got time. It's usually late at night or early in the morning when I first sit down and get me a cup of coffee. I'll sit there and I'll start replying to a bunch of you guys. I'll see what you're doing and, give you a shout out and everything, or give you a thumbs up or a like or whatever. But yeah, I pay attention to all you guys.
But is that you or is that Kalen? Because sometimes I think it's Kalen.
Kalen, he answers, like if it's a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, sometimes during the day he'll answer some questions. So if it doesn't sound like me, then you know it's Kalen. But Kalen's real good about finding me here in the shop or up in my office. He says, "Hey, Mark, I got a customer asking this," and I'll tell him what to say, and he'll type it back in. Like they might have a question on a product or something.
Nice.
But no,
Nice.
otherwise, home, morning or evening hours, it's me. I do respond to a lot of my social media, believe it or not. But
Yeah, no, I wanted to kind of piggyback on that. You said about, you're hearing from a lot of people that it's busy, the ones that get out there and hustle, and that's the thing. It was a little bit, it started out slow, but I have to say, Edgar's out there, when this whole thing came about, like we've been in business 6-7 months.
No, more than that. Almost a year now.
Almost a year. So before we started, I did a whole year of research about solar cleaning, and you and others. I kind of research. Is there a business for it? You're going to invest a lot of money. The big thing for me, I own a construction landscape company, and I wanted something that I can cross market with, and something that got brought up to me a lot is I do a lot of high end homes. And people would always ask me, hey, I had an older lady always ask me. I did a couple of her homes that she had, and she, we did outdoor kitchens, pergolas, and they ended up putting, solar panels on. And hey, can you clean those for me, or can you clean my gutters? Can you do this? And it was just, I said, man, is there really a market for it? And there is. You just, like you said, you have to go out there and you have to hustle. But for me, image is everything. And that was big when I went to your shop and we bought our first skid from you. I told Edgar on the way home, I said, I walked in his shop, I was sold, and then the knowledge you gave to us and the stuff that you had behind you was really helpful for us. So I appreciate that from you. But yeah, business has been busy. I owe a lot. Like I'm just kind of the backstage guy. Edgar's the one that's out there putting in the work and
But yeah, that's cool. What happened to I lost my screen. Yeah, it was something with the Zoom. Are you still there? Something happened with the Zoom. I don't know what happened with the Zoom. All right. Let me go back to here. Got it, Edgar. Yeah, I thought I had Zoom paid for, so I guess I got to pay for my Zoom now. I'm a loser, LOL. That's funny. But yeah, I will, let's see here. Let me see if I can join back in. I don't know if you guys can see me or not, but yeah, if you can see me, come back in. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I've got to upgrade my my Zoom. So, well, listen, we'll end it here today. And if you guys got anything else going on, 1 hour free, stop being cheap. Edgar, you're funny, dude. Stop being cheap, sell a 5.0 and you can get paid on Zoom. That's funny. No, I didn't email another link. Let's see if I got it here. Let me get Zoom. Where is the link? I gotta find the link. I don't know if that's it or not, guys. You can try that one, I don't know. Kaylin set everything up for me, and I don't remember where to get the link from. View live more. Let's see. Share screen. I'm trying to find it. Sorry about it, guys. I don't know. I don't know where the link is at on the Zoom. I don't know. So we will get this finished up. Let me see how many minutes I've been on here. I've been on here for 41 minutes. Well, guys, listen. I appreciate you guys coming in. You can see me now. I'm reading the all-in-one. But y'all, we'll get this straightened out for next week because I got Realcraft coming in. So we'll get that straightened out, and I'll quit being cheap and get a membership to Zoom. I thought I did have one. I'm a loser. But it's all right. We'll get it figured out. Well, Edgar, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And we'll maybe get you to jump in next week again if you want to. Anybody can jump in. We'll share the link with you. You guys can jump in and what's Ken sharing? Oh, he's sharing pictures. So you guys can jump in and go live. But I appreciate you coming in. Ken, I'll talk to you later. Get educated. No shit, Ken. Just learning the process. It's a new program. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for coming in, Edgar, Steve. I appreciate you guys joining today. Keep up the good work. You guys are doing a phenomenal job, and it'll just keep coming. So just keep pounding the pavement. Your customers will refer you, and you're just going to keep growing that business. Your customers are your advertisement. Well, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I'll get the little bugs worked out, and that way I don't lose you next time. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. Peace.
Thank you for joining our podcast today. Hope the knowledge we passed on to you helped. Please tune in next week for a brand new show and surprise guest. From AM Pressure Washing and your host, Mark Sullins, have a great day and be safe.